Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the chairs and to the organizers for this opportunity to present this piece of research that I did together with two of my consultants, Dr. Vidya Prakash and Dr. Leti. And one of them actually told me that there's only going to be 20 people in this room today. I wouldn't have volunteered to present otherwise. So we looked at the difference in tumor characteristics between true interval and screen-detected breast cancers. So just a bit of a background. So true interval cancers are non-false negative cancers detected between mammographic screenings. And for cancers to develop in the 3-year interval of the NHS breast screening program, it is plausible that they are inherently more aggressive and therefore grow rapidly. So we hypothesize that true interval cancers have more adverse tumor characteristics than screen-detected ones. So we retrospectively analyzed prospectively collected records from our breast screening program population of 100,000 people over a period of a year between April 2014 and March 2015. Cases of true interval cancers were distinguished from misinterval cancers or false negative cancers, which we excluded. And as control, we use all screen-detected cancers in the same period, and we excluded recurrent cancers or cancers that were not surgically removed from our study. So tumors were evaluated for type, size, grade, multifocality or centricity, hormone receptor status, HER2 overexpression, lymphovascular invasion, and axillary nodal involvement. And we did some stats using t-test and chi-square tests for numerical and categorical variables respectively, and we set the p-value at 0.05. So there were 63 eligible patients with true interval cancers and 130 with screen-detected breast cancers. And obviously all of them are female. And there was no significant difference in age. So the mean age for patients with interval breast cancers was 64.4 years, and it was 62.6 years for the screen-detected cancers. Unsurprisingly, when we looked at the tumor type, the most common was ductal. There were 82.5% for the interval breast cancers and 73% for the screening cancers. The next most common type of tumor, again, not surprisingly, was lobular, 9.5% in the interval group and 13% in the screening group. And then the rest of the tumors are made up by mucinous tumors, tubular, clear cell, and mixed type tumors. However, overall, there is no significant difference in the tumor type between the two groups. However, what was significant was that interval breast cancers, they tend to be significantly larger at a mean of 26.34 versus 15.41 millimeters for screen-detected cancers. And the other tumor characteristics that are significantly different between the two groups were grade, ER and PR status, and lymphovascular invasion. Interval breast cancers are more likely to be of grade 3 compared to screen-detected cancers. And when we looked at the ER status as well, they are less likely to have ER positivity. They are less likely to have PR positivity as well. And they are more likely to show lymphovascular invasion. So 38.3% of interval breast cancers show invasion of the lymphovascular structures compared with only 15.6% for the breast-detected ones. So then we looked at tumor multifocality or centricity, the expression of HER2 and axillary nodal involvement. And we can see that there is a trend there for interval breast cancers to be a bit more aggressive, to be a bit more multifocal or multicentric, to show more HER2 overexpression, and to involve the lymph nodes more than the screen-detected ones. But actually, when we did statistical analysis on it, it's not actually showing any significant difference. So our study essentially showed that interval breast cancers tend to be larger they tend to have a higher tumor grade. They tend to be less likely to have positive ER or PR status, and they are more likely to invade the lymphovascular structures. And these are well-recognized adverse prognostic factors in the literature. And so we conclude that true interval breast cancers have more adverse tumor characteristics compared with screen-detected ones. And therefore, when we see patients with true interval cancers, we should generally regard them as having a poorer prognosis. So there are limitations to our study. So we looked at age and sex as potential confounding factors, and we found no significant difference in the two groups. But obviously, we haven't really looked at the other potential confounding factors like BMI or family history, and it'd be nice to know that they are the same at baseline. And we had 130 control patients and 63 interval cancer patients. And even though the sample sizes are rather decent, but I think obviously, as with any study, they can always be larger. And just one interesting thing, just to say that after I submitted this to Symposium Mammographicum, my abstract, I actually looked at the data for 2 further years, and with a significantly larger sample size, I was actually able to demonstrate that that even for these two characteristics, they were significantly different. And that's it, really. Thank you.